Good evening, gentlemen. It's your favorite commissioner coming at you, pre-recorded once again for your favorite, everyone's favorite, I should say, weekly recap of fantasy football, the week 3 of the League 11. Currently on week 4, as I'm sure you're all aware, today, well, depending on when you're watching this, today is Thursday. Usually I try to get these recaps out a little earlier. This week wasn't able to. Had the little one's first birthday, had some other shit going on. So anyways, eventually these are going to be delayed. I will say, if you don't see a recap coming from me, know that it's coming. And and then if you don't see one, feel free to post your own. I'm more than happy to do these every week, but I think we know at least one person in this league who likes to do their own version of their recaps. But anyways, without further ado, let's start. Oh, sorry, hold on. Whoosh. Oh my god, that's cold. Oh. Wow, sorry. God, it's cold. Man. Anyway, let's dive right into it. Sorry, boys. First matchup we got is Corey versus Brandon. And boy, I will preface this. I'm going to try to get better about looking ahead in these recaps, obviously with it being a late one. I mean, Thursday Night Football for the Week 4 has already started. I am going to try to get better about previewing these matchups ahead of time, trying to come up with more tidbits, and this is stuff that come off the top of my head, so they're a little more informative. I don't know if that's actually helpful or not, but anyway, the point is, just seeing that this matchup was a less than 1 point difference. Brandon sneaks out the win 119 to 118. Less than a point difference here when you count in the decimals. Let's take a look at the matchup. Brandon, he had Lamar Jackson get him 40 points. That's a third of your points right there from Lamar Jackson. I want to say, again, this is why I wish I would preview these ahead of time, but I'm almost positive I read a stat that Lamar Jackson has the 5th most rushing yards out of any player in the NFL right now, which is kind of cool. So good for him. Brandon, I mean, again, he had... nobody else worth mentioning, but he had a bunch of players get double-digit points. He had no one on his bench worth mentioning. But hey, all you need to do is score more points than your opponent, and he did. And let's be honest, against Corey. Sorry, I got something on my screen here to piss me off. Let's be honest, against Corey, that's not that hard to do. This is Gay. Pretty standard. I would say that's a pretty accurate representation of how Corey probably feels about his team. 0-3, 9th place. I'm sorry, Brandon. I should say Brandon 2-1 in 4th place. Corey, he had Saquon Barkley, 23 points for him. He had a bunch of 16 points on his bench out of 2 different players. I mean, he could have started somebody else. If he would have started Terry McLaurin over Michael Thomas, he would have won. If he would have started Tyler Lockett over Juju Smith-Schuster, he would have won. If he would have started anybody on his bench over his flex, Allen Robinson, he would have won. But this is why Corey has won. I believe the stat is he's either won one playoff game or he's been in one playoff game since he won it in the League One. So, I mean, congratulations, Brandon, for being the worst guy in our league. Speaking of the worst guy in our league, like I said, Corey is 0-3 in 9th place. That means somebody is worse than him. And you guessed it, it's Perk. We got the bookends here, as I like to say. Mike Bartushik wins one with the commanding win with 102 points out of Mike. But Mike, like I always say, when you got the weekly low score as your opponent, you didn't win, you just didn't lose. 88 points out of Perk. Mike's 3-0 in 1st place. Perk 0-3, losing to Corey. Ouch, that dude. I mean, I'd pull a Nate Novak and just quit, or a Don, or a. Well, Don didn't really quit. He kind of got forced out by Nick. Well, anyways, look at the matchup. Guys on Mike's team worth mentioning. Guys on Perk's team worth mentioning. All right, let's move on to the next matchup. Literally nobody. Well, let's look at their bench just for shits and giggles. Yep. Okay, sorry. Perk. Nope. Both of them had one guy worth mentioning on their bench. Mike started the wrong quarterback. Obviously, you should know you should start Trevor Lawrence over who's your quarterback? Patty Mahomes, obviously. And Perk had James Robinson. Whatever. Anyways, not worth mentioning. So like I said, for bookends right there, first and last. Moving on to the next matchup. And the next matchup we have here is between Ben and Tim. Tim gets his second win of the year. He's 2-1 and in fifth place. Ben 1-2 and in eighth place. And there is one reason why I'm glad I didn't do this recap until now, and it's for this matchup. It's for somebody in this matchup. I'll dive into that here in a second. Like I said, Ben lost with 105 points to Tim's 142 points. The biggest margin of victory this week, I believe. Let's take a look at the matchup. People on Ben's team worth mentioning. People on Tim's team worth mentioning. Josh Allen, 27 points out of him. Not bad. Tyler Boyd had 21 points. Devontae Smith, right? Devontae, whatever. 31 points out of him. 25 points out of Derrick Henry. Yeah, pretty good week all around for Tim. Not bad. Tim 2-1 in fifth place. Ben 1-2 and in eighth place. I usually don't like to give people advice because usually, as you can tell from my success here in the last handful of years within the league, I like to keep my own advice to myself, and I don't want to tip my hand to anybody. Ben spent $50 on Tua Tagovailoa, or however you say his name. 50% of his fab money. Guess who the next closest bid was? Nobody. Nobody bid on him. He could have bet $1 and got him. Nope, bet $50, and guess what? Here, it doesn't matter. It's not eBay. It's not KBid. It's not any of these well-known bidding sites. What you bid is what you get it for. It's not, you don't enter in your max bid. So Ben, $50 on Tua. Now you're thinking, well, yeah, but he's still got half of his fab money left. You're wrong. Ben has $10 of his fab money left. Why? $30 in Alexander Mattison. I think Kirk Cousins has more rushing yards than Alexander Mattison. I mean, he won the league last year, guys. Just keep that in mind. So, Tim, you're in playoffs if they started today, which they don't. Ben, you are not. Sorry. Let's move on to the next matchup here. Just trying to think of something else clever to say, but let's be honest. You guys know I don't have anything more clever to say. Nick, another win this week for Nick. 2-1 and in second place, right behind Barty. Sorry, I should have mentioned this. Barty is the only undefeated team in our league. Call them like the New York Giants. Are the Giants still undefeated? Nick 2-1 in second place. He won 137 points to Matt Novak's 110. But Matt is also 2-1. Matt got his first loss of the year. He's in third place. So these guys are right near the top. Let's take a look at the matchups. Nick had Jalen Hurts, 28 points out of him. He had Mark Andrews, 29 points out of him. He's doing pretty good this year as far as tight ends go. He's got to be the number one tight end. I feel like he's doing better than Kelsey. He's for sure doing better than Pitts. Yeah, it's all worth mentioning on his team. Matt, on the other hand, guys on his team worth mentioning. Cordell Patterson, 22 points out of him. And Marquise Brown, right? Yeah, sorry. Said Arizona. I had to remind myself he's in Arizona now. 28 points out of him. But lackluster performances from the other guys on these guys' respective teams. And therefore, you have the results that I have already previously mentioned. Last matchup. Usually we save the matchup of the week for the last matchup. And this week we have Mitch and myself. And Mitch, sorry, buddy. I tried to give you the win here. I win 129-99. Mitch not able to break that elusive 100-point mark. I am 2-1 and in sixth place. Mitch is 1-2 and in seventh place. Let's take a look at the matchups. I had 8-Track Lamb go off for 23 points. I also had Amari Cooper go off for 23 points. Only two of my players, including my kicker, all but two of my players, including my kicker, my tight end, get less than double-digit points. That's what I'm trying to say. Mitch, on the other hand, Joe Burrow, 23 points, and -4 points from the Chargers against Jacksonville. Ouch. Yeah, that's a sucky result. 6.8 points out of Joe Mixon, which I believe Joe Mixon already has that tonight. I think he got... Honestly, Joe Mixon might have gotten his first, if not maybe second touchdown of the year. Let's look here really quick. Let's do a live update on this pre-recorded... God damn it here. Okay, that's not giving me what I want. I'm not going to waste any more time. So, anyways, I figured for my own amusement mostly, you guys probably won't care by the time you watch this. Let's do a quick in-game update. I am facing Mike. I am currently projected to lose by 9 points because my guy, whoever I have going tonight, only has 3 points. Let's see who that is. Super, super, super quick. Jalen Waddle has 1 catch for 20 yards. But hey, if you're going to catch a ball, it might as well be for 20 yards. Ben is projected to lose to Nick by 19 points. He has 5 points so far out of... Come on. Maybe this isn't worth it. You guys are probably closing out of this video by now. Jordan internet is apparently not that great, and it's not going to load. Whatever. Brandon is currently projected to lose to Matt by 13 points. Corey is currently projected to... Oh, Corey and Perk. Someone's always got to go. Battle of the roommates. Corey is currently projected to beat Perk by... Ouch. Like 18 points. I can't do that math super fast. No, 23 points, sorry. And Mitch already has 15 and a half points, thanks, like I said, to Joe Mixon. So, anyways, that's the recap for this week. Again, sorry for the delay, and we'll see you for the recap of Week 5. See you, boys.